Civilization or Barbarism, an Authentic Anthropology by Dr. Cheikh Anta Diop. Chapter 4: Latest Discoveries on the Origin of Egyptian Civilization. Anteriority of Nubian Civilization. We have written in Nations Negre et Culture and in our later publications that according to the quasi-unanimous testimony of the ancients, Nubian civilization preceded and might even have given birth to that of Egypt. This is quite logical if one considers the likelihood that the Nile Valley was peopled by a progressive descent of the black peoples from the region of the Great Lakes, the cradle of Homo sapiens sapiens. But conclusive archaeological facts to demonstrate this hypothesis were missing. The gap, it seems, has been filled thanks to the excavations by Keith Seal of the University of Chicago conducted at the Coastal Cemetery in Nubia under the auspices of UNESCO's international campaign of 1963 and 1964, before the construction of the Aswan Dam and the flooding of the region by the filling of the reservoir. The cemetery in question of Group a Nubian culture, contemporaneous with the recent pre-dynastic period. It was called Cemetery L, and tombs L 23 and L 24 of a special form contained very rich material now conserved at the Oriental Institute of the University of Chicago. It was an associate researcher, Bruce Williams, who, studying these objects in 1978, drew the attention of the scholarly world to the peculiarity of the patterns engraved on the cylindrical censer, figure 29. Even though the object was damaged, the parts that remain clearly show a king sitting in a royal boat, wearing the long white crown of Upper Egypt. In front of him, the royal banner of the falcon god Horus. One could also observe the wall of a palace, the style of which was reminiscent of the wall of the funeral domain of Pharaoh Zoser at Saqqara. The architecture in cut stones of the Third Dynasty could not have been created ex nihilo, figures 30 and 31. According to the inventor, this Nubian royalty, which appears to us with the future essential attributes of the Egyptian monarchy, had preceded it by at least 3 generations. The censer is the most ancient figure of a king found in the Nile Valley. Indecipherable signs of the hieroglyphic form presaging the writing of the period close to the end of the fourth millennium also were noted. The comparison of the Nubian ceramics found in the tombs with clearly dated pre-dynastic Egyptian ceramics allowed precise determination of its period. The author estimates that proof is now established that Nubian monarchy is the oldest in history of humanity. We thus better understand the matriarchal essence of the Egyptian royalty and the importance of the role of the queen mother in Nubia, Egypt, and the rest of Black Africa. See page 181. The woman, the queen, was the true sovereign, the keeper of the royalty, and guardian of the purity of the lineage. To this end, it often happened that she married her brother or her half brother by the same father, It was she who transmitted the crown to her husband, who was only her executive agent. We have a few details about the manner in which the transition was made from the third to the fourth dynasty. We know only that here again, it was a queen who maintained the royal tradition by bringing the crown to her husband. This one was named Snofru, father of Cheops, and he founded the fourth dynasty. Osiris, the first legendary king of Egypt, had married his sister Isis. This severe law, still in effect at the time of the new empire, caused Thutmose I to turn his throne over to his daughter and son in law after the death of his wife Amis, who, to whom he owed the throne, and to abdicate. It was equally severe for Yunus, last king of the third Memphite dynasty, as he apparently had no male heir. His daughter, Hetepphras, had to marry a noble of a different bloodline, and this put an end to the fifth dynasty. I will stop right there and we'll continue back off now with chapter 4 of Civilization of Barbarism. I'm Uriel Riley. Highest heart.